Alright, I think we're good. There we have it. I call this deck the champion. And it starts with this card right here, and you will understand the shenanigans immediately. This is the card, man. This is the card. This entire deck is built around Deep-Root Champion. I don't think it's really good enough for anything, but we're going to try to make it work in this deck. I'm open to a lot of input on this deck, but I'll show you the framework that I came up with, and then you can do better. I like Kapala here for some protection. It's legendary, so I don't think 4 of. But 3... Oh yeah, Beeves. Strap in, man. Put on your jank belt. Figured I'd make you guys sit through the jank before I get to the good stuff. Anyway, it's legendary. You could probably do 2. But the fact that these are the only 7 creatures that currently are in this deck, I feel like 3 is okay. The idea here is to hopefully be on the play. Play Deep-Root Champion turn 2. And then chill. Boy. Where do we start? Let's start with the 3 drops. Hornswoggle. And by the same point, Admiral's Order. Tons of counterspells, folks. The idea is to play a Deep-Root Champion, and then you're just playing counterspells and whatever else we stuff in here till your Deep-Root Champion gets bigger and bigger every turn, and they play nothing. Ideally. Opt is great here. 1 mana to pump your champion. Yes, please. Negate. You know, it's negate. You guys know what it does. Right? Everything we do just lets it grow. So, chump blocking's an issue. I feel like you could race like Merfolk decks okay. I mean, if they can only get down like 1 creature and you're countering their best threat every turn, and then you just get a little bigger every turn and keep swinging and keep swinging and keep swinging, maybe we get there. Expel. You can't always be on the play. Perilous Voyage might actually be better here. I like Expel better. Oh yeah, I only have 2 copies too, man. This is untested. Perilous might be better here. I like Expel better, but I don't think we're really getting to Ascend. So the Scry is probably better. In fact, let's just take it out. Let's put in Perilous. Because we're not really playing enchantments. But I mean, I'm open to those suggestions. We'll just throw it in the sideboard for now. Oh, what other 1-drop did I have? Shoot. Oh, I was also running Crashing Tide. We got Merfolk. Draws you a card. What are we at? 31? I think we're just, I'm just missing the other 3 drops. I mean, the 1-drop. Might be Siren Storm Tamer. Hadana's Climb. We're not really casting enough creature for Hadana's Climb to do. I guess you just get a +1/+1 no matter what, huh? The thing is, I just don't know if we're ever tapping out. Like, once we land a Deep Root Champion, we don't do anything till the opponent does something. We got the Perilous Voyage and the Crashing Tide in case they somehow land a fatty or just something that gets in our way. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a refresh. I'm really missing this other 1-drop. I mean, you could do... I don't know if this is what I'm running, but we could do Spell Pierce. That might be the what I'm running, and that's 34 right there. I'd be open to Siren Storm Tamer, though it doesn't pump, but it's more protection. I'm not sure there's any 4-drops that are really worth running here. Ah, Dive Down. That was what it was. That's exactly what it was. I don't know. Kapala does a lot of good work, but it doesn't do great work. Like, it doesn't do anything against Vona's Hunger. Doesn't really do anything against Chupacabra. Like, those are the things you definitely need to counterspell. And Spell Pierce doesn't really hit Chupacabra either. Chupacabra is probably what you're most afraid of, but at the same time, that comes out turn 4, which means you have basically 2 turns to set up counterspells for it. I don't know, this is pretty much it, folks. 34. I mean, we could do... we could probably run 23 lands here. Maybe put in the Storm Tamers. I don't really want to play many things that aren't a spell. So if you guys have better spell ideas, I'd be more interested in that. We could run Cancel, but I think 4 Hornswoggles and 4 Admiral's Orders is pretty good. The Negates, too. Could try to run more card draw, but there's nothing really good. Like maybe Search. Search might be okay. Shaper's Sanctuary is alright, but I mean, if they kill your creature, you're pretty much dead. Shaper's Sanctuary. Like, you don't have that many creatures. So it's just like... You basically, your opening hand needs to have a Deep Root Champion. If not, I would mull. At least to 6 to see if you can hit a Deep Root Champion. Because if you're not playing it turn 2, pretty much this whole deck falls apart. Yeah, I guess you still get the card. Yeah, One with the Wind is a possibility. I mean, I think all these are possibilities, you know? This is the way I drew the deck up. But without really being able to play test it, it's hard to know. And this is 35. Like, I'd like to do one more creature, but I don't really know what that would be. Oh, you know what one I wanted to put in there? I can't think of the name, so I'm just going to have to look it up here. The Brainstorm Merfolk. I'd be interested in playing the Brainstorm Merfolk. Oh, Curious Obsession was a shout out too. I'd actually be more in favor of that than One with the Wind. The card draw would be pretty sweet. So this would probably... Let's put 2 of those in main deck since I have 2. And that gets us at 37 with 23 lands. Look at that curve! It's a perfect rectangle. You think the Forerunner? What is it? The Heralds? It's not a bad idea. Like, if you're fetching the Deep Root late, though, on turn 4, I mean, the Deep Root Champion on turn 4 and playing at turn 5, I think you're already boned. Counter it. Hornswoggle it. I mean, I think we're attacking. Like, this guy should be bigger than anything. Should be bigger than almost anything if you get it going. If you're on the play and you get it going. Like, every turn they're just feeding you and losing a card because you're countering them. Anyway, let's take a look at the... where's our friend? Release to the Wind seems to not work anymore. Riverwise Augur. I mean, if we're going jank, we might as well just get deep in it, right? In Riverwise Augur, on his battlefield, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of the library in any order. Maybe? The full 8 bounce effects, the Perilous, and the Crashing Tide. I like the Crashing Tide because it buys you a card. I mean, it gets you a card. Bounce effects are probably better on the draw than on the play. The Scry is really nice off the Perilous Voyage, though. It'll help you do whatever you need to do. Treasure Map? That's not bad. Anyway, welcome to the stream, by the way, Arno CL. Yeah! I haven't seen you for a while, or I've never seen you. So thanks for stopping through. Welcome to the Jank Brewing Company. We are doing it. Crash the Ramparts. I am kind of interested in Trample. And the first thing that came to mind was Tillinolly's Crown, but we're not splashing red. Crash the Ramparts is pretty nice. Once again, though, I just don't like tapping out on my turn for any reason in this deck. I just want to play Deep-Root Champion and never cast another spell on my turn ever again. Slip through space. I mean, you could do this. You could do... instead of like Riverwise Augur. Come on, is it not Herald of the Streams? You guys know which one I'm talking about. If it has a +1/+1 counter. Herald of the Secret Streams? I don't know why that went there. Herald of the Secret Streams. Like, this could actually be the best tech. Then you don't need Trample. Oh, come on. Find me the card. I kind of like this. Kind of like 2 of these. Yeah, you'd have to cut Augur if you're running Herald, but I could see Herald a 1 of. Like, you don't have to play it turn 4, you know? You probably want to play it turn 7. Or maybe turn 6 if you got a negate and you don't think they're going to Chupacabra you. Or if you still have Dive Down in hand or something. Like, Dive Down's pretty sweet against Chupacabra. I mean, Dive Down pumps it up +1 and +1. Cardboard Nomad, it looks like you changed the color of your name. I like it. It's easier to see than that brown you were using before. Oh, come on, not River Sneak. I'll put the auger on the sideboard. Card made in Nate Price's likeness. I don't know. I mean, the mana base is pretty simple here. The thing is, our only green spell is Deeproot Champion. But that's just because all we're doing is playing counter spells. So you could almost run mono blue with 4 unclaimed territories. Probably wouldn't do that. Probably run 4 woodland streams, 4 unclaimed territories, and then nothing but blue. You can't play Release the Wind anymore, Ninjo. I tried to queue up with my deck and I couldn't queue up with it. I told you guys I was having a matchmaking error when the patch first came on. And it was only with my deck playing Release the Winds. Once I took it out, I could play the deck. So, I think that glorious period of our lives is over. I mean, you might as well play like Field of Ruin and Arch of Orazca, right? Because our mana base is so easy. How many lands are we on? 18, 19, 20. Once again, I don't think we're ever getting to... I don't think we're ever getting to Ascension, so maybe Arch of Orazca sucks here. Pounce. I feel like I'd rather just Savage Stomp at that point. But Pounce, I guess, is instant, so then once again we don't have to play anything on our turn. I mean, you guys can convince me of anything right now. It's not that hard. 2 search and we'll cut 1 Perilous and 1 Crashing Tide in honor of Arno, who doesn't like 8 bounce effects. Then we're down to 6 bounce effects. I don't know, the Siren Storm Tamer seems out of place, but it is a nice little extra piece of protection. And it can pluck away. It's very hard to win a game on the back of a single Siren Storm Tamer. I've tried, folks. It doesn't work very well. How many cards are we at here? 60, huh? Alright, thanks for showing up, Huge. Thanks for also coming into Discord. Good to have you there. Pounce. Savage Stomp. I don't know, man. Like, this deck just seems so satisfying to win with, you know? You get it down and then your opponent basically plays nothing the rest of the game. It might suck for your opponent, but seems like on my end it would be super fun to win with this. Just this fat, like, 9/9 Deeproot Elite, Deeproot Champion coming through. I mean, ideally by like turn 4 it should probably be a 6/6 or something. Or getting near there. I mean, River's Herald's Boon. Like, River's Herald Boon might be enough. Now let's put it on the sideboard. +2/+2 can get you around a good amount of removal pretty early. I mean, that gives you 3 counters if you cast it, right? It takes it from a 1/1 to a 4/4. It's not bad. Jester! Yeah! What up, what up? Oh, there's a lot of feel-bad moments. Don't get me wrong. Like Avona's Hunger when you don't have the right counter spell. It's probably terrible. But that's why the wind would be so satisfying. Search doesn't actually activate Deeproot Champion, which is a bit of a bummer. Might be more in favor of like Chart the Course. Welcome back, bees. I don't know, man. This just seems like a great time, and if I just had cards, this is what I would do. Oh, non-creature spell. Search does work. I should actually read the card before I do a whole deck tech on it, huh? Why am I down to 3 Hornswoggles here and 2 Crashing Tides? I removed a lot of stuff here. What do you guys think of Spell Pierce, though? Would you main deck that? It doesn't stop any creatures. We got Hornswoggle and Treasure Map. I really prefer the Herald of the Secret Streams line, though. Or maybe one with the wind. Like, just flying is almost the same as trample in this format. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. More spells, less creatures, but only playing 7, maybe 9 creatures is pretty crazy. Dive down plus negate. I think you need the full 8 counter spells of Hornswoggle and Admiral's Order. I don't know how we lost the 4th Hornswoggle there. Maybe take out a Kapala. The legendary really freaks me out. 2 is maybe better. Like, Opt anytime is good. It's a +1/+1 counter, draw a card, dig. Opt is great. If I could play 8 Opts, I would definitely be playing 8 Opts in this deck. Which, maybe this is the deck for Chart the Course. Not sure. I'm not sure how much card draw we actually need. I don't think we need that much. Because the idea is basically just to counter everything for the first 6 turns, and then hopefully we've won by then. The problem is something like Call to the Feast, or anything that produces a bunch of little chump blockers. Maybe like Fanatical Firebrand could just ruin this entire thing. You play this turn 2 and they play Fanatical Firebrand, and just ping it, and that's it. I don't know. Spell Pierce, it might be good enough. Like if it's turn 4 or something, and they're trying to cast 2 removal spells, and you can counter one and then Spell Pierce the other. Like, Spell Pierce doesn't just have to be early game. It's your second counter spell in a turn when you've already countered 1 threat. So yeah, Spell Pierce could be great for those Savage Stomps, but 3 mana is not all that difficult for dinos. Like something like a Raptor Hatchling would be kind of annoying. You'd kill it once and then it'd be almost as big as you. But that's when a bounce effect would be super nice. A Crashing Tide on a token. Would be super sweet. Do you guys think this deck would be fun? I mean, I think this deck would be hilarious. This fat old champion pushing through. Well, how many cards are we at? Still at 60. Let's just take this deck for a little spin here.